Imagine waking up one morning and everything feels different. The wind is gone. The sky looks strange. Birds aren't flying. Leaves don't move. The world has fallen into an eerie silence. Then, without warning, disaster strikes. A shockwave tears across the planet. Skyscrapers tremble. The ground rumbles beneath your feet. A deafening sound fills the air as the very fabric of our world is shaken. Oceans surge out of control, swallowing entire coastlines. Tides rise hundreds of meters into the air. Tsunamis the size of mountains race across continents. Cities vanish in an instant because something impossible has just happened. The Earth has stopped spinning, and if you think you'd survive, think again. This is one of the deadliest scenarios imaginable, because if the Earth ever stops rotating, life as we know it is over. And the scariest part? Scientists say it could actually happen. At this very moment, Earth is spinning at an astonishing speed of 1,670 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a commercial jet. You don't feel it because everything around you moves at the same speed. The air, the oceans, the land beneath your feet, it's all part of this massive motion. But if the planet suddenly stops, everything still in motion would keep moving. And that means one thing: a global shock wave of destruction. Skyscrapers would collapse instantly. Cars, trees, and entire buildings would be ripped from the ground and flung forward at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. People, animals, anything not anchored to the earth would be thrown sideways at the speed of sound. It would feel like the entire planet had crashed into an invisible wall. And if that doesn't kill you, the oceans will. Earth's rotation controls the movement of water across the globe. If it stops, water doesn't. The Pacific Ocean alone contains over 700 million cubic kilometers of water. If all that water were suddenly forced forward, it would create tsunamis larger than anything the Earth has ever seen. Entire countries would be wiped from the map. Coastal cities, New York, Tokyo, London, would vanish within seconds. And that's only the beginning. Because while the land and water experience chaos, the air above us follows the same terrifying rule. Earth's atmosphere also moves with the planet, but when the surface stops, the air does not. This means that hurricane-force winds traveling at speeds over 1,000 kilometers per hour would tear across the planet. Stronger than any tornado ever recorded, these winds would be enough to strip trees from the ground, rip rooftops off buildings, and send debris flying like bullets. It wouldn't just be one storm. It would be a never-ending global hurricane covering every inch of the Earth. And then, as the dust settles and the chaos slows, another disaster begins. Gravity itself starts to change. Right now, Earth's rotation gives the planet a slightly wider shape at the equator. This is due to something called the centrifugal force, a force that slightly pushes outward due to Earth's spin. But if the planet stops spinning, that force disappears. The planet collapses inward. This change would send massive shockwaves through the Earth's crust, triggering global earthquakes stronger than anything in recorded history. Mountains would shift. Continents would crack apart. Volcanoes would erupt worldwide, spewing ash into the sky and blocking out the sun. It would seem like the world itself was tearing apart. And yet somehow, things would still get worse. Because Earth's rotation is what gives us day and night. Without rotation, one half of the planet would be locked facing the sun permanently. The other half would be trapped in eternal darkness. On the day side, Temperatures would soar above 100 degrees Celsius. The oceans would start to boil. Land would become a scorched desert, the heat too intense for human survival. On the night side, temperatures would plummet below freezing. Darkness would take over. Plants would wither and die. Ice sheets would expand, turning cities into frozen wastelands. A planet split between fire and ice, with only a thin sliver of twilight in between. This twilight zone might be the only habitable place left, a narrow strip where temperatures could still support life. But even here, survival would be nearly impossible. Because with no rotation, the Earth loses something critical, its magnetic field. Right now, Earth's spinning core generates a powerful magnetic shield, protecting us from deadly solar radiation. But if the planet stops, that shield disappears. Radiation from space floods the surface, making survival impossible. The atmosphere itself would start to drift away, leaving Earth exposed to the vacuum of space. And before long, our planet would resemble Mars. But could humans survive in space? Some might escape to orbit, seeking safety on a space station. But even then, survival wouldn't last long. Without Earth's resources, humans would eventually run out of food, water, and air. There would be no way to return home, no way to start over. So, is there anything we could do? Could we somehow restart Earth's rotation? Scientists have considered the possibility. One idea is using nuclear explosions to generate rotational force. But the amount of energy needed is beyond anything humans have ever created. Another theory suggests using an asteroid impact. A massive collision might give Earth a small push. But at what cost? A large enough asteroid could simply destroy the planet instead. The truth is, there is no realistic way to restart the Earth's spin. If it ever stopped, humanity would have no way to fix it. Luckily, Earth won't stop spinning overnight, but scientists say it is slowing down. Every year, our planet spins just a tiny bit slower. Over millions of years, this could eventually stop the rotation entirely. But would humans still be here to witness it? Or will Earth become a world of chaos long before that day arrives? For now, we keep spinning. But one day, that might change. Until then, keep looking to the stars